Hi, I'm Laura. I have been a Reef alumni, so I used to be an intern.
Fantastic.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm currently one of the Reef interns.
Fabulous.
Hi, my name is Gabby, and I'm a previous Reef intern.
Perfect. So the diving industry is changing. You've got your boomers kind of aging out, and your millennials, your Gen Xers are starting to be a little on the older side. So how do you get someone in your age group to take up diving or become interested in the environment or any of those things?
I mean, I feel like anything with millennials, I mean, with us, it's like social media. Like, you're always on Instagram, you're always on Facebook. And like, scuba is just one of those things that like, I mean, it's very cool. Everyone loves it.
Right.
What's the drawback? It's so expensive. So expensive. And like, I have so many friends like, oh, like what you do is so cool, but it's like, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And like, that's the only drawback. And that's not, it's not like it's the diving industry problem. It's just the reality, like, you know, of millennials. Like,
But I do feel like that's starting to change. So for instance, like Key Dives is starting to do free cleanup days. And so you can sign up for free to go out and clean up the reef and collect as much debris as you can. And it's like a completely free dive. I think all you do is rent gear, right? Or do you not even have to rent gear? You're the one that set it up, so.
yeah, well, the thing is, like, it's set up for like locals. And I feel like, I mean, most people in the Keys
Most
have like
people
their
have
own
their
gear
own
and stuff.
gear.
I'm not quite sure how it works, but I mean, obviously, like, that's really good. Like, not a whole lot of shops offer like free dives. So like, that's definitely like a step in the right direction. And not only is it encouraging people to dive more, it's encouraging people to do something meaningful with their dives.
That was kind of my next question of, do you think the conservation efforts, the environment are really points that you can bring in that demographic, bring in those people?
I think absolutely. I think especially starting with even younger generations than us, they're really starting to promote like sustainability, conservation, environmental sciences, and even younger generations to promote sort of the ideals that we are here doing. And that is another aspect of what our position is to, you know, make a connection with people, not any certain age, but really a range of ages in order to promote the environment, promote marine sciences, and make sure that people are involved in conservation.
Yeah. How do you crack the nut, though, that is affordability? As you mentioned, it is a really expensive hobby. So, any thoughts on that?
Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Hi. I'm not a millennium, but
that's okay.
I know how I did it.
How did you do it?
I put all my money into diving.
Okay.
I didn't spend a lot of money going out to eat. I mean, I found places to go dancing or whatever that didn't cost money. I didn't buy a lot of albums or other things, you know, and I just spent my money on diving.
Okay.
Providing
Any?
I don't know. My two hobbies are photography and scuba diving, which are like the two most, other than like skiing, that's like the two most expensive hobbies. So, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm thinking.
Well, how you did your dive master was pretty.
Yeah, I mean, like, I went to Utila and I did my dive master, and like, I didn't own any gear, and like, I don't know, Utila's like for young people, and I feel like there's ways around it. Like, there's cheap places in the Caribbean that like might not be incredibly safe. Not safe, but like incredibly well.
Let's not say that.
No, not safe. Not safe.
Yeah, we're not talking 47 meters or whatever that is.
Yeah, no.
They're just not incredibly like, you know, like they're not top of the line, but like there's ways around it. Like, I guess the issue is like getting like, I think that once millennials like get their foot in the door and they like find out they really like it, you'll find ways to pay for it. I guess the problem would be like getting millennials to even like start doing it, which I think entry points would just be like cheaper beginner dives, you know?
Do you think I see a lot of the millennial economy having a lot of sharing, like, you know, this is the age of Airbnbs and ride sharing, Uber, all those kinds of things. Is there some sort of model that could happen to get people involved in diving?
I think definitely. Like people who could rent out their boats and like do day trips, or I mean, obviously that already exists, but
I don't know. I think so. Like, the biggest struggle is like, okay, like as like a the thing, it's just like, it would be hard. Because I have people tell me all the time, like, oh, like, you know, as a dive master, like, you must know other instructors, like, can you, like, hook me up? And it's like, well, like, yeah, I do know a whole lot of instructors, but, like, I know, like, it took them a lot of money to get to where they are, to, like, for me to be like, hey, can you certify someone for, like, you know, like, even, like, a reduced price is kind of, like, that's hard, because I know you put a lot of money into your own training, so it's, like, kind of, like, a, like, balance of that. So, like, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind, like, if I hadn't started diving, like, when I did, you know, like, places like down here, like sea base, because I looked at them for, like, my instructors was like, okay, like, you know, you
That's another great example.
yeah, like,
too.
you get
It's like sea base,
yeah,
sea camp.
exactly, like sea base, sea camp, like, you know, like, you put in like all like that work, but also like you put in like being able to get certified at like a way cheaper rate. You get a lot of experience, but you know, like, it's still balancing that, and, like, you're not like taking away from like an instructor and like stuff like that. So maybe like that, but I mean.
Sea base is like another great example of like the Utila, where you work for them in return.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't make much money or really any money, but in return you get your certification. So, you know, and you're able to like make it all the way up to instructors.
So where do you see the diving industry going? Because you're really at the cusp of it still.
It's hard to say. I mean,
It's
honestly,
I get
like
that.
because right now the way we're sitting environmentally, it's not the best, and we're sort of in this doom and gloom sort of stage. It's hard to say. I mean, to me, you know, I mean, I've been diving for a while, but you have people that are so dedicated, but to me it seems like there's more people that are starting to get their foot in the door and starting to advance and starting, you know, to test the waters, pun intended, haha.
So you think social media is a big way to attract?
I do. But then, yeah.
TripAdvisor, Yelp, all those things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the dive industry, that's what it is. It's an industry. It's a monetary industry, and it's becoming a little bit less expensive. So I think with time, you know, just like anything else, there's going to be new companies that come in that knock some of these more expensive places out. And yeah, it's going to be great.
Since this is starting. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.